Alright, so we're here on the Profit AI page. This front end communicates with the .NET Core API that I designed and implemented to interface between this front end and the Profit AI machine learning model, which previously was hosted on an EC2 instance using Flask, and is now, after a significant amount of refactoring, is hosted on an Azure function. So let's go ahead and send this test file through. When I hit send estimate, the front end is going to read through that CSV file and see if it conforms to the format, any of the allowed formats, classic, anywhere, or enterprise. And if it does conform to any one of those formats, it's going to look through and check to see if it can find the values that it's looking for in that CSV file that fulfill the input requirements for this data model, machine learning model, apologies, and then it will apply them and then ask the user to validate. However, in this case, I have an empty test file here, so when it encounters a format that it is not familiar with, it sends that off to a S3 bucket somewhere for us to analyze later and see what formats people are trying to send, and it then gives the user a chance to fill in those required values. So you'll see here, I'm gonna it defaults to 0, but I'm gonna set it to 1,000 for each of these guys. And I'm going to provide a test job description. I'm gonna say it happens in Colorado. I'm gonna set this also to 1,000. And then I'm going to say that it starts today, this job. So now I'm going to hit send estimate. It's going to bring up this spinny, and while it's doing that, it's communicating with our API. It's storing the estimate data. It's generating that profit estimate that I was just talking about, and then it will show a Power BI report that displays that that profit estimate. And here we have it, that Power BI report. It's loaded up because it was a very silly bunch of information that I sent through. The estimates that it's making are not particularly meaningful, but in the case where we have real data, we have found it to be very accurate. So that is the Profit AI module.